Alright, today let's look at building the JS3. All we're going to need to build it is a good 2mm driver and whatever 3D prints you'll need. So look what's inside. Let's put it together. So we'll grab our 28mm stack screws because this goes through the arm. We got to go through just like that. Then what I recommend doing is grabbing the mid plate, pop it on like that, and just screw it in ever so slightly. One thing to note when building the JS3 is that you want these holes here on the bottom plate, you want them to be lining up this way. You don't want them to be lining up this way. That's what you have to make sure of. Other than that, it's a very simple build. You put your big stack screws going through here in the middle for 20 by 20. Then you put in your 10mm screws, which should be these ones. And they just go straight through here. And you grab your 2mm driver, put them in, nice and simple, just like that. And then we repeat that for the entire frame. Now that we've got all four arms in place with the stack screws, now let's move on to the standoffs. We'll grab our 6mm hardware, put it through here, and just thread on our standoffs. Now, one of the big things when I first got this frame was how do we know the front and the back? And you may or may not notice it's quite difficult to get it when you're looking at it, but the back is skinnier than the front. The easiest way to do this when you're building or repairing, when you take your top plate off, is just to chuck your top plate back on and figure out, right, this is where the front will be, this is where the camera mount will sit, then you've got the two holes, that's indicating where the antenna placement will be. So with that, I'll grab my camera mount, I will pop that on right there, and I will just chuck these screws on. There we have it. We've got the JS3 all built up. The only thing missing is the battery pad. Now, the battery pad will come just like this. All you need to do is peel off the backing. Peel off the backing, line up the holes. Press down nice and firmly. And that's the entire thing. Let's have a look. This is the frame that we just built. This is a fully built race quad. There is a few differences between the way that it is recommended to be built and the way that I have built them. I have changed a couple of things. I have changed the standoff height to be 20mm, not 25mm, so that also means that I've had to change my stack screw size. So that means in here, instead of these 28mm screws, I put 25mm screws. But that also comes with its own complications. Right here on the bottom of the ESC, where you can see through the bottom right here, you can see I've added a little piece of tape. This is due to the ESC being very close to the carbon, and over time with wear of the gummies, the ESC can compress and can touch the carbon. I've been flying this for months exactly how you see it here, with 20mm standoffs or 19mm standoffs, which can be supplied by the BMS Racing store. I've done a 19mm standoff high quad and it works. These things fly amazingly. I'll have a tune in the description below running on 4.5 Betaflight. I highly recommend that. It is running on HDZERO. So this is a fully fledged HDZERO build in the 90 FPS camera and the HDZERO Race V3. All of this together with propellers and battery strap, I believe, is 166 grams all up weight without the battery. In today's terms, that's pretty good. It's not the lightest components, but you can also see we've added the Aero pod on top, and then we've got our camera mount. Alright, that's going to be it. That was just a very simple, very basic video on how to put the JS3 frame together and a few tips and tricks, just what I do. But I don't know, I just thought this would be a little bit of fun. It's a lovely frame. I've been flying it for months and I thought I'd just do a little how-to. It's pretty simple, but I want to make some more videos like this. If you guys want, I'll do a how I build my JS3 up, just like my fleet, with everything I put on it, the entire spec, everything, tune, entirely done straight from scratch. Motors, ESC, tuning, HDZERO, how do I do it, what does it look like, how long does it take, everything fully in depth. Race day training, what happens, how do I do that, everything. So any ideas, any video suggestions, anything you want to see, let me know. And that's it. My name's DimSimFPV and that's it, I'm heading off.